Hi, welcome to the third video. Let's see how to insert the product selected inside a cell table. Here I have created a cell table, okay, which contain, let me delete, which contain 4 fields, 1, 2, 3, quantity, okay, and item ID, which item has been sold. So the reference of the item, description, the quantity by default will be 1, because when we click, we just click one time, then that will be quantity 1. Okay, so I want to put the table, the cell table here inside the form. So let's do that. I just simply take the cell table, then I drag into the form. Okay, then I give the name. As default convention, we always put sub on the name of the subform to show that it is a subform. Now the position, the display is not good. It needs to be displayed as a table. So we select all the field, we right click on the yellow line of one of the fields, then go to layout, then tabular. So here we can see we already get the tabular mode. We can simply select the field and change the size as we want. So I will change the reference, okay, the size of the reference. Description will be okay, description will be like this, and the quantity will be here. The item ID will show here. Okay, let's reduce the form's size because it's too big. Okay, so here also from down we close to the record. We simply reduce the size of the record. Okay, we close. So we have item ID, description, quantity. Then we change to form view, not datasheet view. Okay, we simply need form view like that. Let's move it aside a little bit. This description, I don't want it. Okay, so let's display and see how it is. We make this, we can scroll, everything is okay, everything. Last page, go back to the page. Okay, now the form is here. We want to insert information inside this field. So what we do, we go to the function which is behind those buttons, because if we click this, we get some information. We disable the message box. Let me activate the message box. You see, so if I click here, I will see the raw number of this item selected. Okay, so now I will simply say this message box not display. I will create a function here. Okay, we say a private function ins item. Okay, just say insert item, but we need a shorter name. That's why we put ins item. So this function now will be called inside the pick item function. See, the pick item function inside here, display specially, will call the function here. Okay, we said do cmd, that means do command, run SQL, as you see, space and two quotes. We said insert into cell tbl, very simple, insert into sub tbl. We open two parentheses, we put the name of the field as follow, as exactly they are in our table. That is very important. The order, reference, description, quantity, item ID. Okay, so for now I want to start with item ID because let's put it here, item ID. Okay, so I will start with item ID, then ref item ID, comma ref, comma description, comma quantity. Okay, so this is 4 fields from our table. We want to insert information in it. So you see the order 1, 2, 3, 4. Then here we say select also. Okay, we will select now the information on the form or in the combo box or in anywhere we want it. Okay, we say selector. Then since the information is behind the SQL, it is inside the form or somewhere in the Visual Basic, we need to go out from the string because we are here inside a string. So we need to go out from the string and say I want to bring the line. Okay, so we come here. Okay, we say item list. Let me make sure it is item list or not. Let's go to design view, this field special. Okay, CB item list, name is CB item list, not item list, CB combo item list. Okay, that's the item ID we selected. Okay, that is the item ID. We put a comma because we need the SQL to understand this information will be go to item ID. Then we need this 2 comma again to follow the remaining code of the SQL, because the SQL always inside a sentence is a square here. Then here we need to complete that part of the SQL, that's a string part of the SQL to follow, because here is a number to be inserted inside this field. So we need to tell the SQL, okay, here at this point the code from Visual Basic or information from Visual Basic is ended. So we need to start to follow with something which is inside the SQL. SQL, you have to do this job. Okay, Visual Basic has done the job here. You give me the ID number. Now you start the job here. Okay, we say yes. So then we put the comma here. Okay, because the next one is a string. So we need this comma to cover the screen left and right. Okay, so then we said CB item list dot column 1. The reference is in column 1, I think. Let me check that in the table. So we go to table 1, which contains the item 0, 1, 2, 3. We make a mistake, so it's the column 3. 0 is the first one, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we say column 3 for the reference. Okay, then we tell the code to give the hint to Visual Basic to SQL statement. Then SQL statement also will ask to cover this information here, CB column 3. You need to put 1 on the right and the 1 on the left. Okay, so now we follow the SQL also. We open another bracket, another string character. Then we said sorry, this is not a string here, we put the column here, this column. Okay, we put column here. This is description normally, so it also has this apostrophe here. Description is this one, 0, 1, column 1. We put in the description. Okay, column 1. Okay, then we end inside, we put this one, this guy here. Okay, then we follow with another one, which is now the quantity. Reference is done, description is done, remain the quantity. The quantity now, it is numeric, we don't need anything, just put 1. Okay, just put 1, or you push this one a little bit. I put 1 here, comma and 1 for this field. This before this comma is for description, before this comma also is for reference, open and close. Before that is item ID, which is numeric, you don't need. Okay, so we move this one here. So this is the last information. By default, we put 1 as quantity in the table. Then we need to do what? You need to refresh you need to refresh the subform. Okay, mean sub is here already. Dot require. Okay, then we call this function here. We call it inside here. Call do this. Call ins item. That's all. So all the information will be inserted inside our combo box if there is no error. Let's close the tables. Okay, save, then display 5 3 3. Go to the next page, third page, we click. Okay, as you see, we are able to insert selected item inside the subform. So this SQL statement, okay, this SQL statement is very easy. If you don't know this, you will have to do a lot of job inside here to be able to track this information and insert into a table. Okay, because the SQL is very easy. So the information is here. Since we click some item, automatically this combo box will go and select that raw line number. That's why the 19 was the last one we selected, is now selected here as 19. That is the point. So don't think the SQL is complicated. Just simply need to understand. Don't need to memorize whatever we done here. So it is simple. Just anything numeric doesn't need to follow with this one, because the SQL start inside the string. Outside the string is something we want to treat, some value to calculate, then give to the SQL to continue the SQL statement. As before we run this one, we can simply make this one. We show you how the SQL is created. Okay, we say MSG box. We do this. Okay, let me separate to let you see. So each time we click, you see insert into cell table, item ID, ref description, quantity. Select 19 as ID. You see the apostrophe on the left and the right of ref 19, which is the text, the reference of the product. And then here is a OPLK, which is a description, and then 1 as a quantity. So this is very simple SQL, which has been sent to the table. But while we are writing, because the name of the combo is very long, that's why we have long character here, long code here, because of the name of the combo. And then the combo we also have to call its column number to see the information in it. So thank you. This is the end of the third video. We'll see if we need a fourth video to show all the problems, or anybody has problem. Just try to send some message on YouTube, and then we will try to solve the problem for you. Thank you and have a nice time.